everywhere is part of the 100 mil. Like, we see the set pieces, we see how well he travels with the ball, we
Very
see
much
how well
dictating
he's
play.
able to combine with his teammates, we see how well, like, you know, the switches of play with both feet, you know what I mean? Like, all these great technical skills, but when he's running down Ismail Assar and taking it off him multiple times in a game, how many midfielders send?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. This is your host, Mitch, starting for a second straight game. We haven't seen this in a while, but, you know, every once in a while, Kivior would get 2 straight starts, so here we are. I can't use this reference anymore, because Kivior's not enough. Arsenal beat Crystal Palace 1-0. I'm joined by Coach. Hi, Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. Fresh off my own victory, which I'll probably getting into onto the main pod, but yeah, I'm doing good.
So vague. Love it. Also joined by Gabby. Hi, Gabby. How are you?
I'm good. A nasty win. But you know what? Fuck what rivals think. Get the 3 points.
we could, if we win every game like that, I'm fucking fine. Like, because it means we won every game. That's all.
I think I'd actually prefer it.
Yeah, because you're a sicko.
There's something wrong with your brain if you prefer it. If you watched Atletico and then watched this and you're like, I like this, fuck you. Absolutely fuck you.
Sorry, the fume is quite literally a drug to me. Like, it's the best feeling.
It's illness, man.
Bad take, but let's hopefully get into some good takes this episode. We're going to start off with our little question of the day, and Gabby came up with a fun one, which is, if Arsenal could break any record this season, what would it be? And it has to be one that we don't hold. Gabby, since you brought it up, I think I know what your answer is, but I'm going to toss to you first.
Yeah. Everyone should know what my answer is.
Yeah.
It is that Chelsea record.
Yeah.
That goals conceded in a season. I want to wipe them out of the record books forever. I'm not even joking. Like, I need that to happen, because I thought it was going to happen 2 seasons ago, and then we didn't do it. They must.
That is a sicko answer, much like coaches preferring a 1-0 grind out than a 4-0 win. But a 4-0 win can go hand in hand with that Chelsea record. So I would also love to see it broken, but holy shit, is that going to be tough. Granted, watching our defense today, I think it's very much doable. Coach, what is your record that you want to see broken?
Mine is the inverse of that. I want to see us break the goal scored record. I think that would be...
What's the record for goals scored?
I think City hold it right now like 103 or something stupid like that. Yeah. I'd have to... I'm not going to bother. One of you smart people Google it and shit. I don't know. Or maybe one of you guys. Let me know. But I think I'd like us to break it just for a narrative reason. Arsenal have broken our own goal scored record 2 of the last 2 years on the bounce out of the last 3. So getting an extra 15 goals out of this group would be great. 15 to 20 goals out of this group would be great. So yeah, and then they can shovel this negative football and handbrake shit like up their ass afterwards. So that'd be mine. I'd love that.
Crazy answer, considering that your perfect world contains Arsenal scoring 29 more goals this season, and that's it. A bunch of 1-0 wins.
To be honest, I'm that is the reason. The reason why is that is because people complain about nothing these days. They just find reasons to complain. So I'm just like, well, let's actually give you something to complain about. You know how your parents will say, "I'll give you something to cry about." Well, it's one of these ones. Like, if you really, because I know for a fact Arteta and this team are capable of just stinking it up every week with a 1-0 win. They're capable of doing that. So don't tempt us, basically, is what I'm saying.
I mean, we're going to look good doing it, though, because Big Sexy is back. Hincapié, I did see you.
I suppose for my answer, I've been like racking my brain of like, what fucking record do I want to hold? And I'm going to go off of something Gabby and I were joking about earlier, which is I want earliest clinched title.
I literally I knew you were going to say that. And you know what? I literally was thinking before you even answered, I was like, I wonder what's the earliest we could clinch the title.
Yeah, I have no idea who holds that record. I have no idea what that record even is, but I want it.
Need that.
PSG last year in the Champions League were wrapped up their league campaign 2 months before they played us. It'd be real nice to not be fighting on multiple fronts.
I think it was Liverpool, like the.
I think it was
the
Liverpool
COVID
in 1920, the COVID title.
Yeah.
Because
everybody else was shit that year.
30 games, legit, I think their first 30 games, I think they won 26. So I'm assuming it's probably that.
That calling it a COVID title is really funny because they like literally had the title wrapped up before
Couldn't give
COVID,
a
and
monkeys, bro.
they like won 2 games after Project Restart, and it's like, yeah, it's a COVID title. It's actually not real. So that kind of shit would happen to Arsenal too, though. Is like
I just need that just once where everybody else's shit. We can battle for the title another year when Pep is gone. I don't want another title race nonsense. Just wrap it up.
Fuck a battle. Let's just run this shit.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, let's get into the actual episode. Just a reminder to all you lovely people who are listening to the Shirtless Plantain Show, we all appreciate and love you, and we would love and appreciate even more if you would like, share, and subscribe our podcast so we can get even more people listening to the Shirtless Plantain Show. Do it now.
And comment on the YouTube episodes because you have to call out Coach's racism. He won't send me one of these Inter SPS shirts. So
one
I
of
said what I
these?
Said. Yes.
One of these? Oh. This is not a coincidence, but sorry, this is a coincidence. I'm wearing it, by the way. Sorry,
because I wore it for the Atletico one. Well, I can tell you right now, Gabby, Dean does not have one of those because he sent me his.
Mitch, it's not gonna work. I'm not sending her mine, unfortunately. We might have something in the tuck somewhere. Actually, I'll have to have a look.
Black men letting black women down.
Oh, here we go again. You know, just for that, because I don't want any beef. I'm gonna actually talk to Wale because I can't deal with you guys like just saying, "Oh my gosh, you got her in a sweatshop." No, it's fine. Gabby, you won. Well done. You know.
See, bullying works. I don't know why people say it doesn't. Bullying works every time.
We're always saying that. That bullying works. And I would say that Arsenal quite thoroughly just bullied Crystal Palace today, at least defensively, because once again, no shots on target. And we have not had a shot on target since Newcastle scored against us in the Premier League. Atletico got 1 against us, I guess. Let's start out with the lineup.
That was offside, actually.
I saw somebody say that on Twitter.
It was,
and it still counted on the stats.
No, there's no way that can count on the stats. That's crazy. Count.
The one that Raya saved, I'm pretty sure that was offside. I think it was from Llorente or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So,
we're splitting hairs. Semantics.
Yeah, we're splitting hairs. We're talking about a shot on target. That's how spoiled we are. Is like, did we concede a shot on target at some point? Like, we're not even talking about fucking goals. Lineup was the same as it was against Fulham. Gabriel was a little bit of a doubt, and he made the squad. Gabby, what did you think of the lineup?
I know they said Gabriel was a doubt, but he was always going to play this game. I'm sorry. He was always going to play this game. That's why I kept him in my fantasy team.
I took him out, but it didn't really matter. Well, actually, it didn't matter because he got an assist. So
yeah,
anyway.
Clean sheet, assist. They tried to take it away from him, but FPL people, I will be sending you an email. Give you my assist back. It's what I expected. This is a lot of people have been saying, I mean, I was wrong because I've been saying that I thought Crystal Palace was going to play a little bit more open like they did last year against us, where it was kind of like a basketball game, which it kind of ended up like that at the end. But they sat in a low block and I was like, we're going to play the same team. I can't see anybody else coming out. Unless somebody's not fit, everybody's going to play the same position. The only place I would think to even change is maybe left wing, because Trossard has been like very inconsistent, which is shocking to say. I know. But everything else, yeah, the same.
Would you have preferred to see Martinelli start?
Do I prefer to see Martinelli start?
Gabby, famously, you're a big Gabriel Martinelli fan.
You can put up so many.
Do you know how sick it is for me to be like, damn, I kind of wish Madueke was back so he could start in love. That is like, it's mental illness for me. Like, it's sick for me to say that. I actually would love if Odegaard would come back so I could see Eze on the left wing, but alas, here we are. So now,
Coach, did you have any thoughts about the lineup?
Yeah, I generally thought Gabriel was not starting, like 100%. Just based off learning more about Arteta this season. Like 2 Champions League games in a row, Gabriel felt something, he got him off straight away. And yeah, he was fine for the game after the Olympiacos game, no problem. But you know, the fact that on Friday we're hearing that, you know, he hasn't been able to train, and you know, we wouldn't say it was quite bad, but Arteta was quite vague. I was worried. So I was like, okay, he's not going to risk him. Doesn't seem that bad, but he's probably not going to risk him. But then he starts. I'm like, oh, god damn, fair enough. So that was the shock to me, was the fact that he started. But yeah.
Yeah, even though this was a not like a early game, I still did not wake up until kickoff. So I was playing that classic game of what's the lineup, just by looking at who's on the field. And I was like, oh, Gabriel's playing, lovely.
Yeah.
And then I missed the like first couple seconds of the second half and saw Mascara out there and was like, has he been playing the whole game, or did we sub Saliba out, or did we sub Gabriel out? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I was feeling gaslit. Like I was like, did Saliba not start and I just not realize? And no, he was subbed in. I wasn't completely being gaslit. Now the first half was certainly a half of soccer. I think it can be described as that technically. The first 20 minutes, the biggest thing that stood out to me was Martin Zubimendi, who looked remarkably bad. Gabby, what did you think about Zubimendi's first 20 minutes?
I think that was harsh. I think that's harsh to say Zubimendi looked remarkably bad. I thought the whole team was very sloppy.
Bad for Martin Zubimendi, which is usually very good.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Zubimendi's standards are very, very high now. Yeah, to be fair, I will say I'll disagree, because I don't think he was remarkably bad. He wasn't the person that I was thinking was incredibly bad in those first 20. I thought the whole team was sloppy as hell in that whole first 45 in general, but he wasn't the person I was looking at to say he was sloppy. For me, it was Eze. I just felt like his passing was very, like his touch and his passing was either very predictable, or they were getting cut out very easily, or the passes were short, not weighted correctly. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what? Where we were finding him in the pockets, and then not literally the next action was always the wrong thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I also found myself a little bit frustrated with how he was doing. I think the thing that stood out to me with Zubimendi is, like, when he fucks up a pass, unless we clean it up quickly, it will relate into a Crystal Palace chance. So I feel like there's more in jeopardy in the defensive third when you're not making easy passes than it is.
Maybe it's because I was less emotional about this game. I feel like a lot of people had like butt cheeks clenched in this game. They're like, this is gonna be a tough one. And I was like, I don't know.
I understand talking about that with like Palace at Selhurst, because I think that's been a tough venue for us to play over the years. They were talking about our record against them at home. They've beat us once since George Graham was the coach,
right? Like
in the at the Emirates, like, and it was in 2019. Like, we are far better than them when we were playing at home. And when it's away from home, they are very much a tough fixture. I absolutely would understand people's trepidation about them, but like, we are a very, very good team, and especially at home.
And they're coming off a loss.
Granted, Coach, you were not impressed by the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of I think this is the second home game I haven't been at this season. But I could tell from the TV it was rubbish. I mean, even prior to the game, to be honest, I was talking to a few of my mates, and they were like, there's loads of tickets on the exchange. I was like, yeah, great. I can't get one because I didn't apply on the ballot. You know, great system from Arsenal. But, you know, the moment I heard that, I was like, oh, I have a feeling today's probably not going to be Atletico, basically. And it just bled onto the pitch. But I don't blame the fans particularly in a way, because the football on display today was just, there wasn't a game there to be entertained, to be honest. Palace have been slapped by us. You know, last season they conceded 12 goals to us. So over 3 games. Yeah. So there was no chance in hell like they were gonna come there and try to play us. You know, and that's fair enough. You know, I've watched a lot of Palace this season. Well, in general anyway, but they're really good at restricting the opposition from like passing through their thirds, basically. And I had a feeling today would probably struggle a little bit with that, with players just not want to say half a team, but maybe like Eze not being the best of form. Obviously, Trossard being a little bit Gyökeres, you know, we're not 100% sure. Even though on him later on, I've got some nice things to say about him. So I just felt as if it was the atmosphere was probably, went hand in hand with the game that was on offer for us today, I'd say.
Yeah, I think in general, I think Palace lined up very, very well to kind of like prevent us to finding a lot of like incisive passes. And we had a hard time even getting to the final third, let alone like being able to make some chaos in the final third. Gabby, were you impressed by Palace's like how they set up today?
I don't like giving opposition.
Were you disappointed with how Arsenal did breaking down a mid block?
Yeah, they were very their system was God, it was such a tough watch. Like, and I think that's the best compliment I can give them, because everybody was doing their job. Like the mid to low block was just so. It wasn't like deep; they were in their own box, but they were. I think I was most impressed by the fact that they were intercepting so many passes. And I know I said that we were sloppy, and we were, but it's just like the anticipation to know what we're gonna do already because you're so locked in, and then get the ball forward. Like 2-3 passes and we're sprinting at your box. Granted, they didn't create that much, but still, it's hard to create against Arsenal anyway. I think they did a really good job at like the game plan that Gosler set out for them, which was frustrating for us.
Yeah. Coach, did you see anything that you think could have been like changed, whether that's personnel or how we built up, that could have made us a little bit it made it a little bit easier for us to like actually get some attacks in the first half? Because it felt like it was a lot of just sending it out wide and then sending it back, and like the patience is good, obviously. Like I the first Arsenal game I ever went to, there was a guy sitting next to me who was mad every single time we passed it backwards, and it's like, okay, well, you just don't understand how the sport works, I don't think.
Standard Emirates experience. There's always someone that's mad at something. So no, to be honest, I did, and what I thought would happened in the second half. I thought we might try it in the first half, but the reason why we started really well in the second half was because of the fact that we were just bypassing midfield in the end. Whether it was Gabriel, and even we saw instances of it, to be fair, from Gabriel in the first half. One in particular, basically, where he just fizzed it he's probably a spot 35 yard pass all the way through midfield into Eze's feet. He's out, he turns straight away, kind of thing. If we're making it a football game where we're playing 2 or 3 passes within their block, we're just going to get smothered, basically. And they knew that. So usually Palace want the game to be out wide, because if they win it there, they're really good at just essentially getting down either side of you. But yeah, they smothered us in midfield, to be honest. And that's where I think where the issue was for us. So if we were going to find some success, we would have been going long early as well. Instead of maneuvering them about. Wharton and Kamada incredibly disciplined. Like, they'd pass their men on, no problem. They wouldn't get sucked into our movements, trying to, when Rice would try and be a spare man, they'd be like, fine, you can go over there. Somebody else is going to cover me. This space, whoever takes your place here, that's my man now. And we couldn't find anything. We couldn't find anything, which is frustrating, but I have to give respect as well. Like, teams are allowed to be good, unfortunately. Like, we just have to be.
No.
So... no. Just lay down for us. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Go on, Mitch.
You shouted him out, and I think it is a kind of a cool nugget that there was a legend for Crystal Palace starting for Arsenal today, and there was a legend for Arsenal starting for Crystal Palace today. Shout out Kamada, Arsenal legend. And that we're just gonna skip all the way to the goal in this first half. There's really not much to talk about. And of course, classic boring Arsenal comes from a set piece. And at this point, it's just kind of funny how mad it makes everyone. And I kind of hope we never score an open play goal again.
And I'm the sicko. Okay, fair enough.
I'm doing it as a bit. You were serious.
Doing it for real.
And who else to score his first real goal for Arsenal in this game than Eberechi Eze, who has a nice little scissor kick when left open in the box. I think Glasner says after the game, there's not a lot of times where if you leave Eze open in the box like that, he's not going to score. And I think you can say that about a lot of soccer players. Yeah. It's such a shame that his first like real goal for us comes in a game where he's not allowed to celebrate.
He still kind of did,
He
but
still
yeah.
He kind of did, but like in the like as a god honoring way,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
like a like full like knee slide or something.
It's
you know?
fine. We play Tottenham soon.
Yeah.
He'll get one.
Yeah. Gabby, what'd you make of the goal?
Well, like you said, another set piece, FC LA. I think I can't remember who crossed it in. Was it Declan Rice or
It
was
was
it
Rice,
Saka? Yeah, Declan Rice into I think Gabrielle was the one who got the header. Give me my FPL points. Headed it down, and to be fair to Eze, he's literally tried that like 3 times this season already. Like, I think he did that against Atletico.
That's how he set up Gyökeres.
Yeah, set up
Yeah.
Gyökeres, and he did that against someone else too. I can't remember if it was like Newcastle or someone else.
Mm.
And I was like, this is a thing now.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, we're just doing stuff, but like this is a thing. Like this is like actually a set piece play that they're trying. So I'm glad he finally got his goal. It was a good goal. I know we joke about the like us scoring only on set pieces, but honestly, I'm glad that we even have that to break the game open. Like, especially when it's the first goal. If it's like later on down the line and you're scoring like 3 set piece goals in a row or whatever, I guess you can have your conversations. But playing such a deep, like low block and getting that first set piece and getting that first goal, especially in the first half. I said first a lot just there. But, I was like, thank God, because we did not deserve that. We were playing like ass. Like we were playing like ass. And to be fair, our standards of ass is like very high. Like it's very like Meg the Stallion type of high.
Insane. If only Dean was here to hear that. Rest in peace. Like,
so let's be clear. So not Florian Wirtz type levels. We're talking Meg.
No. Way higher than that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Like, yeah, I'm glad we just broke it open that way. And I was like, fair. Now we can kick on and do something else.
Yeah, obviously, like, this has been a prevailing talking point about Arsenal for years at this point because we are very good at set pieces and it's the way we score a lot of goals. But like Arsenal have not been a very good team at like a 0-0 like score line for a while, like for a long time, because teams have to kind of respect the way that we like have dominance and possession and stuff like that. So like I don't understand why Arsenal, I mean, I do kind of understand, but like I don't really understand why we get criticized for having a very, very efficient tool in our toolbox to be able to help us like open a even game state. Like it's a way for us to open up a game and then we like immediately start looking better because we're in a better state of up 1-0. Palace can't commit as many players back because they have to kind of go for it now. And it's just such a nice tool to be able to have of like that we are so dangerous. And we have Coach and I talked extensively after the Atletico match of like, is it Saka and Rice or is it the big guys who are getting on the ball? And it's a lot of both. And I think Jover deserves a lot of credit because he's like putting together a lot of these at least interesting set piece routines.
Speaking of Jover, I saw a tweet from a Liverpool fan today that said Jover is a better coach than Sir Alex Ferguson, and the way that I laughed. Oh my god!
There's one thing a Liverpool fan's gonna do. They're gonna shit on Sir Alex Ferguson.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's actually hilarious.
I actually am curious because like the Arsenal did lose Carlos Cuesta this offseason of like getting a opening as a head coach. I wonder if there is a team that comes sniffing around for someone like Nicholas Jover at some point to hire him as a head coach. I mean, like Brentford like promoted their set piece coach to be a head coach. It's a pathway to be a head coach. He's gotten a level of infamy only that is not seen much by like assistant coaches.
It's the first time I've ever seen it in my life where where I know which I know not even just him but other set piece coaches now by first name basis. Like what that is we set the trend. Like it's the Arsenal, we set the trend, but like it's really unprecedented that set piece coaches now are all of a sudden integral to a team's success to this magnitude. And I feel like don't get me wrong, there's nothing under the sun in football and things always come back around, but the level of importance and level of detail now, I generally do think we're the leaders of that and we're the ones that probably have shown teams another way of, trying to skin the cat. Yeah. Yeah. On the goal though, Rice's delivery was very. He had one early in the game, so very similar to the Marino goal against Liverpool last year. When we get set pieces on that side, usually it would be a in swinger from Saka or Odegaard. But that ball there, Rice crossing from there, I think is one of the most dangerous situations you could ever be in as a defending team. He gets so much pace on that, and yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, back to the Jover conversation. I think he is the one, like, staff person employed by Arsenal, whether that's backroom or front of staff, that other than Arteta, that I would be like upset about leaving. Like when we have like higher people, like Richard Garlick left, and people, I'm sure people were freaking out about it. I don't fucking care if like literally any like assistant coach or like person that's like high in the business part of the I don't fucking care if they leave. It's just part of the reality of it. If he leaves, I'll be genuinely kind of upset because I think he is unbelievable at his job.
I think I'd be upset mostly because rivals would be happy. Like if we lost over,
you're right.
it'd be...
You're right. You're right.
It's a good sign for how good your set piece coach is. If you're like, yeah, I know that other fans would be thrilled if he left. So that brings us to halftime. Incredible half of soccer. What did we think after this first half, Gabby?
Like I said earlier, I was like, at least we got that first goal. Now we can like kick on. And I said to my like all women's Arsenal group chat that Arteta has a little bit of work to do because we did not look good in that first half. We were really, really sloppy. And I didn't know if that meant changes, which I like. We don't normally see changes at halftime, although we did today. But I was thinking that maybe it's more like a tactical change from Arteta where he's telling people to do specific things rather than actually changing personnel.
Yeah, for sure. Coach, what did you think needed to change at half going into the second half?
To be fair, I'm just thinking now, the duels between Saliba and Mateta were a bit concerning. But the duels in midfield, I think, were pretty evenly contested.
For you and for Arteta.
Yeah. They were but in midfield, I feel like we competed well with them. They competed well with us. I'd give us slightly the edge because they didn't. A lot of the balls that broke for them, they didn't really get through us that much afterwards. But outside of that, I couldn't really complain from a defensive point of view. What I just really wanted to see was more of Eze and more of him being a nuisance, receiving the ball in awkward positions for them. Also, Zubamendi just playing better, basically. He's become undroppable. Let's be clear here. He's become undroppable. And it's weird that we have so many options, but for our very best players in specific positions, like they're very unique and just hard to replace their qualities, like Zubamendi, Rice, and Odegaard. Like, no disrespect to Eze, obviously, but all three of them are unicorns in their own right for what they do. And if something goes wrong with one of them, it's like, okay, how do we remedy this? We're probably going to need to make a couple of changes in the team just to be able to remedy whatever we're missing from them. So yeah, I think it's just stepping up the level with those players that are already on the pitch. But someone like Zubamendi playing better makes all of us better, 100%.
Listen, it's my heart's joy to listen to people say Odegaard again because the way that people were slandering him.
They're not respectful.
Dean, I'm looking at you.
No, Dean, don't worry. Dean's has come around finally again. But yeah, a lot of people in general are still done with him now, and it doesn't make any sense to me because
it's unserious behavior.
He's our captain, and let me just be clear on this. There is, put it like this: when he was fit this season, how many midfielders performed to that level? You know, in Newcastle game, for example. Do you know what I mean? Like, there aren't many midfielders around in Europe that can do what Odegaard does, you know, with and without the ball. So Arsenal fans that are not the brightest, just get used to it. Like, this is our captain, fantastic player. We're going to go a lot further with him than without him. So.
Correct.
Could not agree more. Well, you brought it up earlier. We did make a change at halftime. Saliba came off for Mosquera. I took this as a potential injury issue. Did you guys think it was tactical?
So I thought it was tactical, actually, because of just because of like not the way he was playing, but I was like, I feel like Arteta's just doing something. You know what I mean? Like when you're not like he's not necessarily a tinkerer the way that Pep is a tinkerer, where he just changes stuff just to change stuff. But I think this season he's been a lot more proactive in making tactical changes, especially at halftime, which we're not used to. So I just felt like I was like, I don't think Saliba's hurt because he didn't look like he was. Like the Declan Rice later on, that sub, I knew he was coming off because in the first half I was like, he's struggling. I could tell. Like the way he went down, it was weird. He played it off, but I knew he was coming off. Saliba was like out of the blue. And then after the fact, post-match, Mikel, they asked him specifically if Saliba was hurt, and he was like, it was a couple of different things. I said, oh, he got hooked. Like,
do you know what's really strange about that though? It's happened with two players, with the same two players this season already. Away at Newcastle, Mosquera got hooked for Saliba. And that one to me was very obvious. This one, I just generally thought it was an injury because well, obviously from where I was sitting at least, I didn't think he played badly. I just knew that there was 2 or 3 times with Mateta basically got the better of him.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and there was one in particular where Timbers had to come across to cover him. But I don't think that was enough for me for Arteta to, and this is a good thing by the way, for Arteta to say, okay, get off, you're taking the piss. But if Arteta is saying, I'm not taking any chances with you, you seem a little bit off it today, let me get somebody else on who is fresh, who's already learned from their mistakes already, you're fine. Rest for the next 45 minutes, you're good. That's a good thing. I just, at the same time, I almost feel like sometimes rocking the boat a bit too much can have some negatives, but in this current Arsenal side, nobody should feel complacent. Maybe
exactly.
But even Saka got hooked.
I think that's the funniest thing about it all, because normally we don't take out defensive players. Like at most, Arsenal specifically take out their fullbacks. Like we tend to change our fullbacks like readily, especially our left back. But the way that he just yanked him out like that, he was like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing against Mateta, but wrap it up.
This just adds to Gabriel's legend, by the way. Like, I'm not pitting them against each other, but strikers try and, will always try and go for the one they deem the weaker centre back. And I don't think Arsenal have a weaker centre back. But if your partner is Gabriel, more often than not, you're going to be viewed as the weaker centre back. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's really strange because the centre back we're talking about is William Saliba. Like, it's really just a good place that we're in, but a very, very strange and kind of hard to explain place, because most other partnerships, Saliba is not the weakest, is not the quote unquote weaker centre back. He is the one that strikers are not going to bother with. They're just not going to bother with. Back to you.
I think it's what makes Gabriel and Saliba like such a good pairing is that Gabriel is this like kind of imposing physical figure, and Saliba is this like calming, silky presence. And
very
when it is probably a thing of like, obviously it's a lesser of two evils. Like Saliba is a physical center back and can be a physical center back. But like if you're someone like Mateta, you're like, I got a better chance of winning something against him than I do against Gabriel. But that doesn't mean he has a good chance. It just means he has a better chance.
I mean, to be fair, like I said, I don't think he played badly enough to come off. But the only chance that I actually remember, which wasn't really a chance, it was like, I think there was a ball over the top. Saliba easily could have cleared it out, but he let it bounce in front of him, and then Mateta like gets in front of him, and I was like, why are you this way? Like, why are you this way? I think he's just at least for me, I've been saying it the last 2 seasons. I think Gabriel is a better center back, not to pit them against each other, but Gabriel is a better center back than Saliba, just based on form. Just because, not just that like attacking prowess and all that stuff, that's to the side. Defensively, I think Saliba tends to get overconfident with his own abilities, and he won't do the simple thing. He'll try to do the hard thing. I was like, don't let the ball bounce in front of you. Just clear it. Like, why?
That being said, though, 95% of the time, he is really fucking good.
Yeah, most of the time he's going to
thing.
get it. But the times that he doesn't, it's like, why did you do that?
But as well, I have to just remind you guys that Saliba has is like 3 or 4 years younger than Gabriel.
Exactly.
That is scary to think that when he gets Gabriel's age, like because what we're looking at with Gabriel right now is terrifying. So what Saliba's going to be
Best center back
in
in
the
the
next
world, man.
in the next 3 or 4 years and we've got him, for 5 years. So yeah, good luck Premier League, man.
Yeah, there's another record I didn't say earlier that I want him to break specifically, but we'll come back to that at the
Okay.
end.
I'm actually curious what that is. I don't want to trust myself to be able to actually bring it back. What is the record?
So they're like, I think I want to say Terry has the most goals scored by a defender in the Premier League, which is like 40 or 43, and Gabriel's already at like 22. He must like we might have him for another 5 years.
Penalties. Yeah, like bottom of my heart, fuck John Terry. Like fuck that guy. So
I saw a John Terry quote this week where he was like sad that he hasn't gotten like a managerial position.
I saw
it's
that
like,
too.
brother man, you are a white former English player. If you haven't gotten a job that you are not qualified for, that's on you.
I would love to go to Chelsea and fuck it up.
You are the problem because they're giving out jobs to Scott Parker, bro. You are the problem.
White former English soccer players are getting jobs they aren't qualified for all the fucking time. They're great at it. Like, what are you doing, John Terry? He slept with too many people's wives. That's the line.
Yeah, that might be a problem. You know, he's also had a running with the law, for being a racist. So there's that as well.
That hasn't stopped people from getting hired.
I
before.
bet too many black players on Chelsea right now for him to be there, but alas.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not the only Chelsea fan that feels that way. Let's move on to the second half. Much improved from the start. We looked a lot better.
Yeah.
There was one particular run of play where we could have scored 4 goals on one run of play. It was I believe it was from a corner, like our first of the half. No, it was from another set piece because we didn't get the first corner for really late in the second half. But it was multiple players had shots. Trossard had a shot in there. Rice had a shot in there. Saka ended up getting outside the box, had a hell of a shot that was just off target. It was kind of only Saka's big part of the game. It's kind of a quiet game from him, and I would say our right side in general, I think Trossard was the winger that was able to like kind of get on the ball more and be able to do more in this game. But there is one player in our attack that I was very impressed with in the second half, and I think it was building on his performance with Atletico, was Victor Gyökeres. Gabby, what did you think about Victor Gyökeres? Even though obviously didn't score, that's how he's judged. But I think it was a better performance in which he didn't score in my eyes today.
Yeah, I thought his touches were a lot better than they had been at the beginning of the season, for sure. He was doing a little, like, some nice layoffs and then trying to run into his position, holding the ball up well. He was definitely running into the channels a lot, which is what we asked him to do. I feel like, I know there's a lot of people who judge strikers only on goals and assists, specifically goals. Like if you're scoring, then that's what we bought you to do, especially Gyökeres, because we complain about, I mean, there's a lot of people who are Arsenal fans, supposedly, who complain about Kai not scoring, and we bought Victor Gyökeres to score goals, to be clinical. But honestly, I just felt like we weren't finding him enough, like we weren't creating chances for him to score. He had to create a little bit on his own, which is not really his bag, and it's going to be a lot harder. I already knew this game was going to be harder for him because I just feel like when Kai is available again, hopefully soon, he's going to be that Premier League player. He's just going to be the one who's leading the line in the Premier League. I think Victor Gyökeres is a Champions League striker.
Yeah,
I think way more like space to play into, like defender, and you get the fouls. Like the way that the ref blows the whistle in the Champions League games is very different than the way the refs blow the whistle in the Prem games.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
I think there's definitely a place for both of these players when Kai is healthy again. And I think it's a bummer for Gyökeres that he wasn't able to kind of be eased in like I think maybe the plan was. Of having him play in certain situations and Kai plays in other situations. So having that other option up top is going to be very, very nice. I was very impressed with...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, to be fair to him, there's only one moment in this whole game that I was disappointed with his play, and it was like when the ball like gets kicked from, I can't remember who passed it to him, but it's like passed into the channel and it like bounces right in front of the defender. They don't clear it and it bounces behind them and he starts running towards goal, and instead of him taking a shot, he just doesn't. he like hesitates and then they clear it. And I was like, that's when that's your moment. That's when you're supposed to like, just, I don't care how far you are out, just shoot.
Yeah,
Because we just need to like relieve the pressure.
I think the one thing that I was like disappointed with him today, and I think this is just part of his game, is that I'm not super impressed by his burst. Like, he is a very fast player, but his burst is not good. He doesn't like get off the line quickly. He like will build up and can build up a whole head of steam, but like from a set start, most center backs I feel like are beating him to a ball.
You know
And
what?
I think, yeah,
Just something I noticed in the commentary. They said something that I observed pretty much from like his first game. They said every ball to Gyökeres always seems like it's a nearly ball. And they're absolutely correct. The reason why it feels that way is a nearly ball is because he's either standing flat-footed or he's just not quick enough that other strikers would get onto the end of these passes. So centre backs always look favourite to get to balls that really they shouldn't, but they always do. So
I also think that it's maybe perception of like when we see a player being an outlet. Oftentimes for Arsenal, it's been one of our wingers. It's like Martinelli or Saka, who are very quick on a burst. And we expect them to get to that ball every time because of how fast they are. And his type of speed is very different because of just like, he's a bigger guy. It takes him a little bit of a extra second to build up a full head of steam.
I do think he kind of reminds me of Martinelli that way, though, because I feel like, although we all know that Martinelli is probably the fastest in our squad, he doesn't have good acceleration either. He can't start well. He can, like, run past you if he's already sprinting, even if he's behind you. But once he has to, if you're level with him and he has to start, the defender is almost always going to get the ball. And that's why, like, when I watch him, I'm like, it reminds me of Martinelli when I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, because I think he hasn't got the trick to essentially freeze you. But if they're both from a standing start, pretty much, if both are running in the same direction, trying to get onto a through ball, they're trying to prevent the through ball. Martinelli is winning a foul, he's gone pretty much 9 times out of 10. But what makes him different from Saka is Saka can stop you and he can go almost in the same instant. Martinelli doesn't have that gift because he's not as tricky as Saka, but Martinelli's genuinely a supreme athlete. Like, every time they bring up who's the fastest in the squad, they always mention his name, but I think probably Madueke is probably next up. They might be even at this point, but Madueke also has the stop-start sort of trait as well. But generally speaking, Gyökeres is the kind of guy that if he gets running, get out of the way. But if he hasn't started, then you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You've got nothing to worry about, and that's what concerns me. That in preseason, that Havertz goal, I won't lie to you. In my mind, I feel like he's faster than Gyökeres.
I mean, to be fair, Havertz does have long legs. His strides are like absurd.
Yeah,
I feel like it might be aesthetics there. It's like,
it might be as well.
He has like really long strides, bro.
But he was moving, like he was eating up ground, like in a way that I was like, hang on a second, what have you been doing have you been at Bayern's training ground, eating their food, if you like, because
that's a deep. I feel like that's a deep cut already.
The stuff that I could say that I was like, yeah, of course. We know. Have you seen Musiala? Like since he come back from training, yeah, he's definitely been eating the Bayern food, man. But yeah,
I think it's an interesting conversation of both of our strikers have like kind of strange aesthetics, in slightly different ways. But like, you watch both of them and you're like, I kind of don't get it, and then you see certain moments you're like, oh yes, I do. Havertz has moments of like looking like he's a giraffe out there, and then sometimes has the silkiest touch you've seen, and is just like so intelligent when you like watch him try to find space. And Gyökeres can look a little bit clunky, but if you see a ball passed at the right time where he's already gotten a run started, he looks incredibly quick. So I think part of it might be just timing with the teammates. I think there's still like a little bit of a learning curve that's still happening of trying to get on the same page of like have that connection mentally of like, I know that Victor's going to make that run and I'm going to get it to him after he started making the run, as opposed to sending a ball that makes him start a run. Because I think being proactive with his runs can probably create an extra ounce of space for him that he'd be able to run into. We went to direct a lot to Zubamendi, sorry. And like weren't really able to sustain possession through our midfield. I think you mentioned, Coach, that we like were kind of bypassing the midfield, and that's when we started seeing some more joy from this. What did you see like that was going wrong with how we were building up in the second half?
We were going too early, basically.
Yeah.
So by the time, have you got to the Saka substitution already? I don't know if we have.
I'm about to get to it.
Okay, cool. So
but you can cover it now. He comes off for Martinelli.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we kept Gyökeres on, and both Zubamendi and Raya were just going well over, essentially trying to get the ball to bounce just behind their right hand side. I think it was Chris Richards and Lacroix that were always trying to cover that side. And idea was fine. It was just they weren't in sync with each other. So by the time the ball had been launched, it's like, both Gyökeres and Martinelli were still standing on their feet, basically. So it was basically an easy cleanup for them. But when we did get it right, like, we made them turn and face their own goal. We made them have to make the decision, which was good, but they were both always 50-50 in that. And it's a good departure because usually we're a lot more controlled and we're not willing to sort of take that risk and potentially cede possession. But also, it invited pressure at the same time. But I kind of think Arteta kind of wanted it. I think he was like, I know these guys aren't getting through. They don't have, outside of Wharton, they don't have a passer to essentially break us down. And even then, his sort of passing isn't the same sort of passing that a KDB would be, for example. So they can have the ball 50 yards from our goal, no problem. But when we get it, we're going to make them have to get that close just by, us potentially losing the ball higher up the pitch. And it worked at times. I think Gyökeres, in fact, had a good chance where he just doesn't take the shot and he ends up getting cleared up. Martinelli as well had a couple of chances down the right hand side from long balls. It's not a bad tool to have. It's not a bad idea. I just think because of how the game had went already and wasn't 2-0 up, basically, it just felt a little bit more nervy than it actually was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, our off-the-ball defense is some of the best I've ever seen. I think we talked a lot about our midfield today when it comes to progressing the ball. But I think in terms of shielding the ball and making sure that our defenders had a little bit of an easier day, I thought Rice and Zubamendi were both wonderful at that. What did you think from their performances, Gab, when it came from off the ball?
Well, for Declan Rice, I literally had a moment when I was watching him. I can't remember if it was even in the first half or the second half, but like, I was like, he's just everywhere. He was literally at the top of our box, clearing the ball, moving it forward. And then the next time I blinked, literally, he was past the halfway line, like above, like almost at the striker. And I was like, where did you come? I didn't even see you run. Like, I literally didn't even see you run. How did you even get there? And I was just like, you're just everywhere. Like, you're just everywhere. And that's why I was like, I think it might be time to take him off because he looks fucking tired. Just because his engine, I know his engine is so large. Like, he's just running and running and running and is putting in tackles and is playing the ball to, the open man. But also because he had went down in that first half, was like, you know what? I think it might be time to make some changes because he's looked really good. And even though he's like we haven't like been crisp with our passing, I think we have enough on the bench to take him off. Like, he's done his job now. Zubamendi, I don't think you could take him off. Honestly, he just kind of has to play like full 90s at this point now. And I actually I know people were saying it was a little bit shaky in the second half because we were ceding more possession, and they were trying to get like long balls into our box and stuff like that. But I was just like, I feel safe. To be fair, I just wasn't fussed. I was like, if we concede here, I honestly will be shocked because I feel like once you shut the door, you shut the door. And I know this is before we made all of the subs, like MLS and everybody coming on. But I was just like, I just don't see us dropping points personally. I don't think Palace are creating enough, and I also think they can't do what they want. As in, like, we're conceding possession and a little bit of dominance to them, but they're not creating enough that they can not worry about us. One pass like in behind their back line and we're like on goal. So they can't just do what they want. Like, they still have to keep a little bit of shape Like, they can't throw everyone forward. I know they're like down a goal, but come on, man. Like, I was not worried. I thought Zuby and Declan Rice played well enough that, like, not man of the match performances in my opinion, but like well enough that it, like, the rest of the team, as sloppy as we were, I was like, this is like maybe the worst, some of the worst like we've been, and even then, it's like
We
this is
didn't
really
concede
good.
much.
Yeah, I was like, this is really good. Like, I don't
We
know.
didn't concede much off like in terms of chances, but also just on Rice, him being everywhere is part of the 100 mil. Like, we see the set pieces, we see how well he travels with the ball, we
Very
see
much
how well
dictating
he's
play.
able to combine with his teammates, we see how well, like, you know, the switches of play with both feet, you know what I mean? Like, all these great technical skills, but when he's running down Ismail Assar and taking it off him multiple times in a game, how many midfielders, central midfielders in the league can run down Ismail Assar, basically, is what I'm asking. Because it's not happening with the Liverpool midfielders.
And not conceding like fouls either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't have a shin kicker like Caicedo. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I was gonna get onto him. I was boarding up for shitting on him. You know, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with the Newcastle midfielders. It doesn't happen with the City midfielders either. You know, they've got no athleticism there, and then you get onto Chelsea. It's just like, well, Enzo's fat, so that's not happening. And Caicedo just can't tackle because he's rubbish. So Rice is in a league of his own when it comes to those sorts of performances where, okay, stuff on the ball might not be the best, but off the ball, you're not gonna find a better player. Like, seriously, he's a large reason as to why our defense is so good as well. Teams just find it hard to build up any sort of momentum or rhythm when he's just around, disrupting just with his presence. Yeah, I love the guy.
Or defending,
Yeah.
but the good kind, not the VVD kind.
Yeah. It was brought up earlier about players on Arsenal being like profile unicorns. Rice and Calafiori, definitely two of those. They both come off because of injury, so hopefully they are okay and it's not anything serious. Mikel Merino comes on for Declan Rice, and I don't know who this guy is who came on for Calafiori, but he seemed handsome. Gabby, what did you think about him?
He is a handsome man. I will say that. When those pictures dropped the other day on Twitter of them all, like the team going out for dinner, and I saw and Gabby, I was like, yeah, you might take it as the handsomest man on the team. I can't lie.
Whoa, he came on for Calafiori, Gabby.
I know. It's so crazy to say, but I was like, listen, I feel safe. I will say, like, my group chat was like talking about that, how we're doing a bit too much in the back line. We're changing out a little bit, you know, too many people. He was like, I don't know if I'd put Nkappi in there because, like, he hasn't played for us at all. I don't think this season.
Got injured against Atleti. Not Atleti,
like 9 minutes.
But like in the league, has he actually played for us?
No, this was his debut.
Yeah. So I was like, I feel like you guys are a little bit down on the people that we have on the bench. Like, I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be that much of a.
He's an expensive player. Like, we got to play him at some point, you know? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I was like, I mean, I don't think he has a bozo gene. I'm pretty sure he's a really good. I mean, this is somebody who plays for a team who's, in my opinion, is going to make the World Cup. And he's been a huge part of their defense. Like, I think we'll be okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this was a tough game to like really judge him for his first few like actual Premier League minutes, because it was like we were in such prevention mode. I think one of the things I'm excited to see from Nkappi is like what he can do going forward, especially since he's played as like a pseudo wingback when he played for Leverkusen, but also like in a back three. And also we did sub him in under like the best circumstances for him to get eased in, because we went to a back five very shortly after he came on, with Miles Lewis-Skelly coming on and playing left wing back. Coach, were you a little disappointed that when he was coming on for Eze that he didn't play midfield?
Yeah, but also we know who our coach is. Like, he's gonna make us wait for it. Like, he's actually just gonna make us wait for it, because the day he does start in midfield and play in midfield, like, all hell's breaking loose. Like,
maybe not too long. Brighton in the
exactly.
In the
that's what I'm kind of looking at. You know, to be Nkappi will probably start again as well. So yeah, you know, it might be Wednesday. But yeah, genuinely, I wasn't that disappointed. I was like, we need to get the 3 points, and him playing left wing back protecting Nketiah, I think that's a very smart move from Arteta because again, this is his first time in the team. So you put some players around him that, if you're in between Gabriel and MLS, you're fine. You're absolutely you're just fine. Like, everything else just becomes a cakewalk. So yeah, in terms of game management, that was actually really, really smart from Arteta. But Miles Scared, I just have to say that I'm really impressed with just his general attitude. I know it's low hanging fruit here, but it's genuinely really pleasing to see that he's not, his personality wise, he's not meek. He's very enthusiastic and flamboyant and stuff like that. But when it comes to work kind of thing, he's very much he's like a worker bee. Like, he'll just do what's required. There's no questions asked. There's no sort of, oh, but I'm a midfielder. It's no, I'm here to work. Boss, where do you need me? Do you need me on the fry station today? Do you need me on the burger? Like, I'm here to do what needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? And I really, really love that about him because it's gonna take him when he gets his midfield berth, and he's not coming out of midfield. When he gets there, he's gonna stay there because he's earned it. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy for him, man.
I think we're probably getting close to a diminishing return on Coach's metaphor generator. I think we got to recalibrate our AI that we're using for Coach.
Oh my days.
I think there was only one Palace chance that genuinely scared me, and it did not actually result in a shot. And it was mostly because I was watching Mascara during a play in which he was wildly out of position, and a ball goes to Eddie Nketiah that he greatly mistouches, and it goes out of play. That was the only time in which I was like, ooh, I don't like how we look set up defensively because he was just wildly out of position. But sometimes you just got to have those breaks for you of just we got a guy out of position and Eddie decides to not be able to have a touch. And that's why you send out double agents to other teams. Shout out Eddie Nketiah, secret Arsenal player. We saw this win out. It was not pretty, but this is how you win titles. You got to win ugly sometimes. We are now 6 points clear of City and 7 points clear of Liverpool after they both lose this weekend. How are we feeling? I think off the top of the show, if we're talking about what records do we want Arsenal to break, I feel like it's not a secret that we're all feeling pretty good. Gabby, you are the most pessimistic person I know. How are you feeling right now?
To be fair, I literally was thinking about this last night and I was like, what do I need Arsenal to do or any other team to do for me to actually feel confident that we are absolutely going to win the league this year? And I don't think I'll feel confident until we get past the December period because that's when we always fuck up, December. But I think that if we continue the way that we've been playing and we actually get to January and we still have a gap, that's when I'll believe for sure. That's when I'll believe for sure. I'll be I will start talking crazy. We're winning the league. Genuinely. Because I was looking at the table and I was looking at some of the next fixtures for City and Liverpool. And I was I really think that there's too many teams, not Liverpool specifically, but there's too many teams that were in the title contention, like Man City. For some reason, Chelsea was in there, that are one player FC. If Haaland's, I said this the other day, I was if Haaland's not scoring for City, who's scoring for City?
Yeah.
Lo and behold,
Pep knows that as well because he called them out last week.
Now, granted, we've talked about play being unsustainable. Relying on Haaland being your only goal scorer, unfortunately, is kind of a sustainable strategy. Yeah. That guy is not real. Have you looked at his football reference?
Yeah.
He has not scored under 10 goals in a season since he was 16. He's
so
not
absurd,
a real
bro.
Fucking soccer player.
It's so absurd. So I literally I was we need City or I need City and Liverpool and the rest of them to be in a slugfest for a top 4. I need us to be so far ahead. You're not gonna had to call it back. Sorry.
Yeah,
Coach, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling I feel champion. That's what I feel. I'm feeling champion. That's legit how I feel. But we also have to be careful of the fact that every team has a slump in a season. I'm hoping our slump comes when the players are completely full of champagne because they've already won because they won the league. So we might drop points here or there, but it doesn't matter because we're quite literally champions. But also looking at this period coming up, we're pretty much at the end of November now, say of October now. November and December, I couldn't care less right now about how we look in the Champions League. I think we'll be good to make top 8 in the Champions League. That's fine. The higher up we finish, it's great, whatever. But there's no easy game in the Champions League. So whoever we get in the knockouts, no problem. In the league, however, because we've got players coming back, it's not a concern. But I'm just very curious to see how we integrate these players back into the team, because if I remember correctly, I think Rice has started all but one Premier League game. Calafiori started every single Premier League game. Saliba started every Premier League game apart from Newcastle, but he came off in the second minute, I think, or whatever, against Liverpool. Gabriel, obviously, I think has started every game this season. Then if we're moving higher up, Zubamendi as well. So we need to start managing minutes in this crucial period here. And I'm conscious of the fact that I don't want us to manage minutes and it costs us points. But we have to. I don't think anybody else can cope with the schedule the way we can. But I just need to see it. I need to see it to believe it, basically. But yeah, if we come out of November, especially that Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea week or whatever, if we come out of that unscathed, then guys, start putting our ribbons on, like, for real.
Start booking flights for the parade.
Listen, I'm literally looking at. I was like, we need to go on a run, because I was like, if we get out of this, that back to back, that the week, I think I'll almost know for sure. And once we get out of that week, that hellish Chelsea, Spurs, Bayern week. Once we get out of that week, I'm like, okay. We got a lot of the hard games out of the way. Like, we can, like, maybe chill.
I am concerned about Villa away, not because of I think they're amazing. I just think it probably comes at a quite awkward time in the season as well. I usually do this thing where I look at our fixtures and I think, okay, who's playing that weekend? Who else is playing that weekend as well? I think we have Sunderland at home the same weekend Liverpool and City play. That is non-negotiable. That has to be the 3 points. Obviously, we've got Burnley next week. We have to beat Burnley. But I'm saying that weekend where both teams could both drop points, winning is like I will literally lose my mind if we don't beat them.
Well, it's Coach. I mean, that game is against a title
contender.
Contender. Like,
to be fair,
I'm looking at the very normal Premier League table that we have right now on October 26th. And it's the most, everyone, like, I'm tired of the sport just being scripted because it's just boring. Like, everyone knew this was going to be how the top four was going to look. It's like, we knew Arsenal was going to be first. We knew Bournemouth was going to be in second. We knew Tottenham would be in third. And we knew Sunderland would be in fourth. It's just boring. Like, when do we, like, start throwing some wrenches in here and, like, having, like these small teams like City or Liverpool, like, getting in the top four? Like, that would be awesome.
Do you know what, though? Like, they have Granit Xhaka, so yes, they are title contenders, guys. Like, it's not even up for debate. But yeah, let's manage that period where we're integrating players back in. Like Madueke and Havertz are gonna be huge during this period because
100%.
because of their physical capabilities as well. Yeah, I went mad. because of the physical capabilities, especially in that sort of congested period. They could win us games just by being that much better than the other opposition team players because of the physical attributes. So yeah, please get fit ASAP, man. And Gabagool as well. You know, he wants to play.
Listen, you know how I feel about Gabriel Jesus, but I literally just get me a Karabuki. If you're gonna do anything this season, play in those games at least. Like,
I think that's maybe the most impressive thing about Arsenal so far to start this season is I think in years past, injuries to these kinds of key players would have kneecapped us and we'd be dropping points in games like this. And it hasn't stopped us. We're going to keep on rolling. We're going to keep on getting 3 points, and we've got the squad to do it. Gabby and Coach, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you all so much for listening to the Shirtless Plantain Show. We hope you like, share, and subscribe. And you guys know what to tell the people.
Peace.